Hello, dear ones. Namaste. Peace and blessings. I hope you're doing well. Friday chats. I just want to start off by saying blessings. I'm grateful for all of you and everyone out there. And I say these things not to change your mind about anything, but to ease my mind about everything. And I want to clear the air on, I said something on Facebook about the virus being fake, or planned, or I'm not alone in that thought, but I want to why I personally believe that. And man, it's amazing the whole thing's amazing to experience. And disease is well, first we got to understand duality, and we can't exist here without it. God cannot experience, or this system or simulation or science or whatever you want to call it, has to have two halves to look back at itself, right? And to think one is bad and good, it's ridiculous. You can't have one without the other. So you can call one bad and good, and have that argument for the ages. But that reflects itself in chemistry with pH, acidic and alkaline. Alkaline being electrolytes, cold, female, loving, growing side of chemistry. And the acidic side, the agglomerating, the corrosive, negative, that's that side. And you need that. Birth, life, and death, right? You need death is, I'm sorry, just important as life, right? In a way. And so understanding, so that's in chemistry. Everything is chemistry, everything. And that's important to understand. And the example I like to use is when you are in your shower, right? That's the cleanest part of your day. The soap has chemicals. The floor that you're standing on, the linoleum or tile, you got 100 and whatever pounds pushing on that up into your skin. The bleach that cleaned it, the fluoride and minerals and magnesium. Even if you think, what about fluoride in the water, magnesium? So the cleanest part of your day, there's chemistry everywhere now. Thousands of years ago, there wasn't, but there is now. It's everywhere. But the main way you interface with chemistry is your food. And so appreciating that duality is very, very important. And how that expresses itself in your physical body, because all the body is are cells, 100 trillion cells, and the only thing that all of those cells have in common, they're tissue-specific cells, lung cells, heart cells, skin cells, etc. But the only thing that both of those, every single one of those cells has in common is the fluid that runs around them. Okay, and there are two fluids. Those are called interstitial spaces. Blessings. And the interstitial spaces, right, between the cells, there's blood, obviously, and lymph fluid. But no one talks about the lymph fluid. Medical doctors, they, that system, they look in the blood. They're always looking in the blood, and they kind of ignore. And they cut lymph nodes out. It's insanity. They cut tonsils out. Insanity. They're inflamed. Why are they inflamed? Right? So, I get so worked up. I gotta stay calm. It's intense. So, but going back to the interstitial spaces, the blood is the kitchen, but the lymph system is the bathroom. Duality. Have to have it. And so any disease or virus is simply an expression of that acidic side, right? Because what happens is over years of the dealing with acidic chemistry, and anytime you cook something, you make it acidic. You bond when you cook, when you heat, you bond the waters and the fats, right? And so your body, once you eat that food, you have to separate that chemistry back apart down to the carbon, right? Carbohydrate, from a protein or whatever you've eaten. And so that lymph, that same, it's the mucosa, rub your mouth. It's the same for women and their vaginas. It's everywhere in our body. We don't think about it because you don't see it a whole lot. But anytime you have a loogie, that's it. Mucus, right? Moles, cysts, tumors. They're basically 5 stages of that lymphatic fluid: clear, yellow, green, brown, and black. Medically, it's acute, subacute, chronic, and degenerative, right? Or nothing, clear. Healthy. They don't talk about healthy a whole lot. Anyhow, so that's all that's really going. That's all that's going on, and it's such like here's a good example. I almost forgot about this. This is the example I want to use about disease. Oh damn! That was great. This here, see that? It's worthless. How does it have power, or how does it have value? Because we think it has value. We believe it. That's incredible. That is the power of belief. Great South Park episode about that. And so that's this concept of diseases, which has been around 100 years. How long have humans been around? 200,000, give or take. And so that concept it's a belief. It's a belief. But when you back up and really see what's going on, it's just lymphatic. Your sewer system backs up over years and years and years. Now, why that manifests in some people in different ways is just their actions, because we live, duality strikes again, cause and effect, right? Cause and effect. And the cause is hamburgers, alcohol, on and on and on. You know, any cooked food. So, and why it manifests in one way, you know, in some parts is some cancers or diseases or diabetes, and others is genetics. And when you look at that, what are genetics? Actions and cause and effect of your parents, our grandparents, and their grandparents, and their grandparents, and so on. So you can't. It's, you know, every science out there deals in cause and effect. I mean, that's Newton, right? Action and reaction. So detox, and that is the only. And I will talk about this. You know, God, I hope forever. I hope I don't ever get disinterested in this, because it's just so empowering and fun. The problem with detox is that, because what I'm recommending, and what Dr. Morris is recommending, what Dr. Sebi recommending, MD Zach Bush, I mean, on and on and on and on. You know, it's not just the naturopaths. Everyone knows this. But the problem is when you get on a fruit diet, it sucks because the toxins start coming out. And so you're like, fuck this. This isn't fun. But in time it gets fun, because you lose weight and your skin looks better and you feel better and your thoughts are clearer and you see things more clearly, and on and on. You know, I was talking to a friend last night about alcohol. And I haven't talked a lot about alcohol on here. It's a big part of my life for a long time. I don't drink it anymore. And people think they go to the bar. It's just so ironic that people think they go to the bar for the booze, right? You're going to have a drink, but you're going to have a talk. You're going to connect with someone. You know, that's really why you go to the bar. And the minute you walk in, because what makes a great conversation? Unique ideas. And I love, anyone that knows me knows I love talking and a great conversation. And what makes great conversations are interesting thoughts and interesting ideas. Yet the minute you walk into a bar, you drink a substance that impacts the device that creates the ideas. Anyhow, so we get as much or as little of Corona as we want. We are living in a system of manifestation that works through awareness. And there's a great experiment that physicists did years ago called the double slit experiment. I had to watch this video of them explaining it to children 3 times to get it, because it's pretty heady. But basically, when they observe this particle going through these slits, it would when they shot it by itself without observing it, it would interfere with itself and create this pattern on this wall, right? Because it basically goes through both slits, comes back and hits itself and goes in this pattern. But then when they observed it, it had to make a choice, right? Because we're looking at it now. And it can't just be all possibilities out there. And so that, in my view, lends itself to we get the world we want to see. The observer changes the outcome of this game we're in, planet Earth, right? And so that's why people who are happy and positive, they see happy things. They're gonna have positive lives. And people who are negative, you guessed it, they are the way. It's amazing when you believe in belief. That's the trick. And that's how powerful it is. And if you believe you have Parkinson's, and you believe you have bipolar, and you believe you have diabetes, and then you got it, by God. But all it is acidosis. There are only two forces and everything in between, right? I admit, right? It's not just black or white. There's duality and all possibilities in between. And there's no good or bad. That's an illusion. That's a, I mean, that's one for the ages, right? We can talk about that forever. So, protect your immune system and your awareness. And don't, it's a cool game out there. But your best advice is to get back to what you are and who you are. And you are of this planet, right? Now, your awareness isn't, but this thing is. This badass meat wagon that we've been working on for thousands of years, 200,000 years, is fucking awesome. Trust it. Believe it. Don't let people stick needles through your biggest, most protective organ on your body. They don't know what they're doing. Sorry. And it's your protection is in the ground. Herbs. Ask any shaman from any culture, from any time period. They'll tell you. Yet we come along and have a fucking computer, now we're God. Doesn't work that way. And when you mind ride and you don't tap in to what is really there and who you really are, then you get that. You get everyone else. You're just a leaf in the wind. And so really ask these questions. Who you are, why you're here, what is this? And you'll start to remember that you are of nature and part of nature. Like I said, it helps me, and the thousands of people that Dr. Morse has helped. And I'll always cite him and credit him. Watch his videos, go to his site. Dr. Sebi said it too, government killed him. There's a new documentary on it. He's a brilliant man. And these are naturopaths who understand chemical affinity and how we operate in this planet and breathe the air. And, so that's all I'm saying. I hope I didn't get too aggressive. I guess, my heart is in the right place. I'm sorry, the virus is fake. The virus isn't fake. We're all going to know eventually, so hang in there. And to think that I haven't been affected by this thing, you're crazy. Who hasn't it affected, right? And so, wild times. But look at the positives. And there are many, many positives out of this. And if you already believe that this thing is not what they're telling us, be gracious with those people who don't. When someone is... I hate to say this, but the analogy I can come in is when someone is sleeping, you don't run in the room and say, "Wake up, motherfucker." No. You be gentle with them. Okay? And you don't push your ideas on them. And we all get too aggressive, non-aggressive. I get that. Life is badass. It can be difficult, truly. But sun is on your side. Nature is on your side. You've been here before. We've been here a long time. And, it's awesome. Eat the fruit. Practice the practice. So, you don't have to be 100%, but as much as you can. All right, I'm running out of time. God bless you. We'll talk soon.